On the Tuesday before Jesus was crucified, he did something that seemingly did not make sense. He approached a fig tree, hoping to get some fruit, and when he found no fruit in it, he cursed it, and it withered down to the root. It really did not make sense that he would do such an action. But later, the meaning of what he did when he cursed the fig tree was as clear as daylight. Jesus used the fig tree to teach how the nation of Israel, and in particular, priests, Pharisees, and the temple in Jerusalem at large, were God's intended plan to extend his love and blessing to all the nations of the earth. And that the priests had made it impossible for foreigners to worship God. That's why they performed a lot of business at the temple, making it very difficult for foreigners to worship God without so much struggle. The faith of the religious elite, which generally comprised people in the Sanhedrin, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Herodians, had departed from its original purpose and had become a dead religion. No wonder they could never accept the teachings of Jesus or even understand what he was trying to communicate, despite making it open for everyone to do so. Jesus cursed the fig tree to complement what he had done the day before when, with a whip in hand, he had challenged the religious establishment of Israel by driving the merchants out of the temple a second time. The prophets of old, just like Jesus had done, had many times spoken against Israel's priests and the leadership of the temple. Many, like Prophet Micah, described the leadership and the priests as diseased trees that from a distance looked healthy, but close up were rotten and infertile. When Jesus therefore saw a fig tree with no fruit on it, he cursed it and it withered, intending for it to serve as a prophetic symbol to his disciples that the current leadership of Israel's temple had completely forgotten its purpose, that it was indeed corrupt, dead, and needed to be destroyed. His disciples and all the rest of us, however, missed that symbolism and only asked how the fig tree had withered so quickly. And maybe what was not spoken is why he cursed the fig tree in the first instance. Jesus, however, did reply, and he sought to take us back to what he had been teaching all along, that we must believe and put our trust in him. He said, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and it will be done." But Jesus was not explaining how the disciples could go and cast their own fig tree or throw their problems into the ocean. No. He was telling them how the religious class of Israel would fall, and that they would fall through the prayers of the disciples. That the disciples' faith would bring about the fall of Israel's corrupt leadership and dead religion. Jesus was communicating that he had come to cleanse the temple of its dead religion, and that he was expecting his disciples to share that responsibility with him. He was inviting them to be part of his rebellion against the corrupt religious status quo. The religious leaders questioned what right Jesus had to claim the end of the temple system and their religious practices. And Jesus responded over and over again with stories and parables that revealed their corruption. But they would not listen. They would not hear. They would not understand. And then, like the prophets before him, Jesus predicted the destruction of Israel's temple by an invading army. And with this, the leaders of Israel were so upset and could not take it anymore. They therefore continued their schemes on how to kill Jesus. Holy Tuesday is good news because it is the day Jesus announced the end of dead religion and the coming in of a new one, where all the people of the world would be under God's leadership and could enjoy fellowship with Him. And more than that, He invited His believers to join Him in cursing dead religion and be part and parcel of creating a new and indestructible religion that would present God as He is. It is important to note that Jesus said that the way to both do battle and build the new religion is through prayer. When we ask God in faith to tear down dead religion, He will do it. And when we ask God to build in its place a living religion that cannot be destroyed, He will do that too. And God guarantees these prayers will be answered through the death and resurrection of Jesus. Because Jesus died, we know that all dead religion will one day be judged for its failures. But because Jesus rose from the dead, we know that in its place, Jesus is making a new temple called the church that can never be destroyed, not even by death. So I pray that on this Holy Tuesday, you will accept that Jesus is creating a new religious order, and that is being created in every one of us who believes in Him. And that by faith, we can join Jesus in tearing down corrupt religious systems, and in their place, trust the Lord to help us build a church that death, corruption, or the schemes of men will never be able to destroy. Today's reflection has been borrowed from the spokengospel.com, a website that provides free resources that come alongside Bible readers to to explain what they are reading and how it points them to Jesus.